Police in the northwest say 14 of the suspected illegal miners who were arrested in Stilfontein in the past few weeks are minors. 13 are from Mozambique and the other from Zimbabwe. According to Northwest Police spokesperson Brigadier Sabata Mokhabone, about 100 miners initially claimed to be between the ages of 14 and 17. They were handed over to the Department of Social Development and are kept in a place of safety until they are deported. We stay with us and we speak to Mining Affected Communities United in Action National Coordinator Meshack Mbangula, who joins us now for a discussion. Good evening to you and thank you so much for your time. Hearing that some among those who have now been arrested are children and they are of course handed over to the Department of Social Development waiting to be deported. But what is your reaction to this?
Well, as long as there's poverty in the country, anyone will take a chance and go down there to get something to put on the table. It's very devastating. It's very shocking to have such young people going down there to try and get something to put on the table. But what we are saying is that we should be able to make sure that the borders should make sure that people should not just come in like that without them knowing, because that's a problem. We're having these young kids, and unfortunately, which working as a team, we should have been called in, to say how do we look at these kids that are getting in there and how did they go out?
And
because as we
pardon me, if you were called in, what would you have done?
Well, it's important because now, at some stage, we might not believe that there is youth that came out, because every time people come out, the one that we were able to take out, we saw them. But as we speak, the one that came out at night and so on, we haven't seen anybody like that. And we went and asked the police yesterday to the police station where they are in custody and asked to see some of the guys who are in custody, and we spoke to them, and they talk a different story. They've never seen anybody, because a 14-year somebody is very young somebody. They've never seen something like that. So that's why I'm saying we're not sure whether it's true or not, because the people that we have been trying to assist coming out surface, they've never said anything about a 14-year child. Which is, we're not saying they are not there, but if they are there, then it's serious concern that is something must be done outside.
Yeah, definitely, and we'll follow up with police on what you're saying as well. But also, when it comes to some of, you're talking about the borders, but we're hearing rumors from others who are saying that they complete some forms and are told that they're coming to South Africa for work. Do you know about this?
You see, when we spoke to the Zamazamas themselves, there's nothing like filling forms. They've come in voluntarily, so because of poverty, and some of them were told how to go down the hole and get work. And secondly, there was rumors of them being held hostage underground. And when we spoke to them, they said there's nobody who's holding a gun underground, and we just doing our work, and we everyone is trying to get something and get out of these things. But since there was this Valam Kotilon, it was difficult for them to come out and in, because there was no way of going out.
Pardon me for coming in there, but then, according to your knowledge, where then do police get this information that there are some underground who are armed to the teeth and are making it difficult for others to come above ground, but also some are armed to the teeth, and that is one of the concerning things. So where do you think police get this information?
Well, we're not sure where they're getting that information, because we're getting the information ourselves from the Zamazamas. We went to the police custody yesterday, and we asked with a lawyer, and we asked them to come out, and we asked them, we spoke with two, those who went out of Margaret and the one who came out in the new shaft that was found, shaft number 10, and asked them that has come from Margaret, how everything is going. They said there's nothing. The only thing that is there, people are dehydrated, hungry, and are starving. Some of them There's even indicated that there are dead bodies in there. And then the second group that we spoke to, they indicated there's nothing that is of people who are having guns. Even it said unless they're hiding those guns in their pocket, but they've never met anybody.
Are they telling you who they're working for? Because there's also talk of kingpins.
No, we ourselves, we want to find out these issues of kingpins, because that worries us, because if there's something like that, definitely we need to follow up and make sure those people are arrested, because they are using these people in the wrong way. But if those people are working for themselves individually, so then we need to make sure that we follow up on issues, where do they come from and how to be assisted. But in most cases, we are saying to the government, we need to transform this sector, because we're having close to thousands and thousands of people who are in these different sectors. And if we transform these sectors, formalize it, we will be able to have understanding of who's working in these places, and we'll be generating jobs, because South Africa is having a high unemployment rate, at the same time contributing to the economy of the country.
Mr. Mbangula, let's talk about the third phase of this operation. We saw reports suggesting that it had stalled at some point. Has it begun?
That's very much devastating, because we're having a problem of people underground who were promised that there is a rescue team that is coming to rescue them very soon. And community volunteers who were taking people with a rope were stopped to say, now let's give the space to government and try and rescue these people. Since they came in and cleared the rocks and put in a camera, now I think it's the 6th day they've been, for the past 3 days, there have been nobody coming into the site, the rescue team. And we don't have any information of whatsoever is what's happening. And those people, at the same time, they're not allowed to give them food and water underground. So as we speak, we don't know what is happening with the rescue team, but there's nobody there. There's not even a sign of anything.
So we were listening. Pardon me. We were listening to a briefing earlier this week where the MEC and the provincial commissioner were talking about some of the challenges that they're experiencing, and also trying to get more details, especially when it comes to methane gas, which they say that is also posing a threat to some of the operations. Have you not heard about this methane gas that is potentially dangerous and could impede some of these rescue efforts?
If then we have concern of methane gas, because let me tell you, these rescued people, there's nobody who's going to go in down there. They're just going to send in a kind of a lift that will go down there and put about 6 people and bring them up. So the methane gas is affecting those people who, as we speak, are down there and not allowed even to get food or water. Those are the people that we are concerned. If they are concerned about a lift, the lift that won't be affected by methane gas. I'm not sure how they're talking about, because when we were with the rescue team telling us about how they're going to rescue people, they never indicated that they're going to send. And even police said they're not going to risk sending anybody of theirs down there because they don't know what's going to happen. So it was indicated that we'll send a camera, and the camera will do an assessment and be able to come up with a lift that will take down, and then people will jump in and then to be pulled up.
Have you, as an organization, in light of the latest developments, sat down with authorities, whether from SABC, whether from the government at all, in order to try and find a solution to some of the points you're raising?
You see, we are dealing with people who really don't care about the people who are suffering, and who don't even come up with better ideas of how should we change this world for people to benefit. But we have started to say, look, we need to maybe follow the law, because the Section 27 stated very well people got the right to sufficient food and water. Section
me for coming in there. You talk about the law. Are you saying you might be going to court?
Yes, possibly we'll have to follow that route.
All right. And when does this happen, if I may ask?
Well, we're still collecting more information around these issues. We just, with the people who are affected and everyone. And as soon as we have all that information, we will indicate as to when we're going to be going to court.
All right. We'll touch base with you then for that update. But thank you so much for your time. Certainly, we need to also reach out to the SAPS to get a sense and some responses there, or even the MEC who's leading these rescue efforts, to get some answers to some of the questions you've posed tonight, and even some of the issues where you say you're not sure where they're getting some of the information. But I appreciate your time. That was Mining Affected Communities United in Action National Coordinator Meshack Mbangula.